Can I start as you like?
Just 1 second.
Prabhu, acho que tem 2 dispositivos seus ligados aí, tá dando eco.
Eu vou desligar, tá? Tô saindo.
Hello, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Dhanvantari Swami.
Jai. So, let me know. Shall I start now?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. Wait a minute. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana. Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana. Yamuna Tiravana Chari. Yamuna Tiravana Chari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana. Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana. Yamuna Tiravana Chari. Yamuna Tiravana Chari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodhanandana Brajajanarandana Yasodhanandana Brajajanarandana Yasodhanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanachati Yamunatira Vanachati Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Radha Gopinatha Radha Gopinatha Radhe Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Prabhupada Shasaitamaya Prakasha Nityacha Pacharan Krivarsali Pade Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Eternamente Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachari Nirvisesa Sundavadi Pasvachari Om Jnanatirandasya Janandana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shra Sirupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha
Deixa,
Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Prabhu, sorry, your camera is off. Can you turn on? We can't see you.
Really?
Yes.
How is that? Okay.
Oh,
Now
now
you
we
can
can
see
see you. Yes.
me. You can see me now? Somebody turned it off. It was on the whole time.
No. When you are saying the prayers, then in a certain moment it turned off.
Okay. So how come there's only 2 devotees here? So this is being also on the YouTube?
Yes. It's broadcasting on YouTube.
All right. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, the departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka, and text number 7, right?
Yes. Então estamos lendo a partida de Krishna para Dwarka, o capítulo 10, verso 7.
We'll do it again. First canto, chapter 10, and text number 7.
Isso. Então, primeiro canto, no capítulo 10, texto número 7.
Siddhahastinapure asan katipayan hari suridam cha visokaya swasuscha priya kamyaya Usidvahastinapure masang katipayan hari suridam cha visokaya swasuscha priyakam yaya Usidvahastinapure masang katipayan hari suridam cha visokaya swasuscha priyakam yaya. A word for word meaning? Usitya, staying.
Então, o sitva é permanecendo.
Hastinapure, in the city of Hastinapur.
Hastinapure, na cidade de Hastinapura.
Masan, months.
Masan, meses.
Katipayan, a few.
Então, Katipayan, alguns.
Hari, Lord Sri Krishna.
Hari, o Senhor Krishna.
Suridam, relatives.
Suhridam, parentes.
Cha, also.
Cha, também.
Vishokaya, for pacifying them.
Então, Vishokaya, para serená-los.
Swasu, the sister.
Svasu, a irmã.
Cha and
Cha e
Priyakamyaya, for pleasing.
Priyakamyaya, para satisfazer.
Let's see. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation. Sri Hari, Lord Sri Krishna, resided at Hastinapur for a few months to pacify his relatives and please his own sister Subhadra. Purport.
Então, I'm sorry.
Yeah, translation. Go ahead.
Então, Shri Hari, o Senhor Krishna, residiu em Hastinapura por alguns meses para serenar seus parentes e satisfazer sua própria irmã, Subhadra.
Purport. Krishna was to start for Dwarka, his own kingdom, after the battle of Kurukshetra and Yudhishthira's being enthroned, but to oblige the request of Maharaj Yudhishthira and to show special mercy to Bhishmadev, Lord Krishna stopped at Hastinapur, the capital of the Pandavas. The Lord decided to stay especially to pacify the aggrieved king as well as to please Subhadra, sister of Lord Sri Krishna. Subhadra was specially to be pacified because she lost her only son, Abhimanyu, who was just married. The boy left his wife, Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit. The Lord is always pleased to satisfy his devotees in any capacity. Only his devotees can play the parts of his relatives. The Lord is absolute.
Então, comentário de Sua Divina Graça, Srila Prabhupada. Krishna ficara de partir para Dwaraka, seu próprio reino, após a batalha de Kurukshetra e após a entronização de Yudhishthira. Mas para ceder ao pedido de Maharaj Yudhishthira e para mostrar misericórdia especial com Bhishmadeva, o Sr. Krishna parou em Hastinapura, a capital dos Pandavas. O Senhor decidiu ficar especialmente para serenar o rei pesaroso, bem como para satisfazer Subhadra, irmã do Sr. Krishna. Subhadra merecia ser especialmente consolada, porque perdera seu filho único, Abhimanyu, que era recém-casado. O jovem deixara sua esposa Uttara, mãe de Maharaj Parikshit. O Senhor sempre sente satisfação em comprazer seus devotos. Em qualquer posição, somente seus devotos podem representar os papéis de seus parentes. O Senhor é absoluto.
Hare Krishna. Again, the text. Usitva Hastinapure Masankatipayan Hari Suridam cha Visokaya Swasus cha Priya Kamyaya. So Lord Krishna is about to live. He's been staying in Hastinapur, which is the capital of the Pandavas, for a few months. But then, he was about to live, but then to pacify, because the battle of Kurukshetra just ended, to pacify his relatives. So he decided to stay for a few more months.
Então, o Senhor estava em Hastinapura e ficou ali para serenar o rei Yudhishthira, que estava prestes a acontecer a batalha de Kurukshetra.
Yes, this is one of the greatest battles in the Bharat, we call now India. There are two great wars in the history of India. One is the Ramayana, the battle between Lord Ram and Ravana. And this is recently, 5,000 years ago, battle between the Pandavas and the Pandavas. Pandavas being headed by the eldest of the brothers, King Yudhishthira.
Então teve duas grandes batalhas na Grande Índia. Uma foi no Ramayana, a batalha entre o Sr. Rama e Ravana, e a outra batalha um pouco mais recente, 5.000 anos atrás, aconteceu o Mahabharata, e foi liderada pelo Yudhishthira, o irmão mais velho dos Pandavas.
Yes, in both battles, the main heroes are not the Supreme Lord himself, but the main heroes are the devotees of the Supreme Lord. In the Ramayana, the main hero is Hanumanji,
Então,
the best servants.
Então nas
And
duas
in Mahabharata, the main hero is Arjuna.
Então, nessas duas batalhas, o principal protagonista não era o próprio Senhor Supremo, mas sim seus devotos. No Ramayana foi o Hanumanji e no Mahabharata foi Arjuna.
Yes. This battle ultimately is to show the supremacy of truthfulness or dharma against evil.
Então, nessas batalhas, foi para se mostrar a verdade do Dharma contra o mal.
Oh, yes, evil or adharma. So it says in the Bhagavad Gita that the Supreme Lord appears from time to time when there is some discrepancy in the religious practice in the world. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam tajatmanam sajami yuge yuge. So whenever there is a decline, yes, the Supreme Lord appears of a religious practice to reestablish the principles of religion.
Então, a gente pode falar o mal ou o adharma, né? O que não é o contrário ao dharma. Então, no seu verso do Bhagavad Gita, é dito que Krishna, de tempos em tempos, ele aparece quando há um desvio dos princípios religiosos para restabelecer esses princípios.
And also to annihilate the demons and to protect his devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samsnapanarpaya. Yes, sambhavami yuge. Yeah, from time to time, the Supreme Lord himself, to establish religion, to protect his devotees, and to annihilate the demons.
Então, além de estabelecer os princípios religiosos, ele vem para proteger os devotos e matar os demônios.
And here, just recently, 5,000 years ago, the Supreme Lord appeared again to establish the principles of religion, whereby there was a war against family members. And in the side where Lord Krishna, he drove the chariot of his friend and devotee, Arjuna, to protect the principles of religion or to establish the principles of religion. Krishna let himself seemingly became subordinate or in a position lower than his devotee.
Então, para estabelecer os princípios da religião, Krishna veio aparecer nessa batalha fratricida e se tornou o quadrigário de Arjuna na batalha, se tornou subordinado a seu próprio devoto.
Because of the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees, the Supreme Lord, because the love, the Supreme Lord seemingly became subordinate because of the love of his pure devotees.
Então, pelo amor dos seus devotos puros, Krishna se tornou subordinado a eles.
So Sri Hari, Lord Sri Krishna, became obliged to stay for some time after the Battle of Kurukshetra in Hastinapur. Hastinapur is a modern-day Delhi.
Então, pelo amor de seus devotos, Krishna ficou preso ali em Hastinapura por mais um tempo. Hastinapura é hoje a Nova Delhi.
So this happened, it's like not immediately, because at the time when the Battle of Kurukshetra was finished, prior to that, of course, Bhishma Dev, who is the grandfather of the Pandavas, was lying on a bed of arrows, and just before he left his body, he instructed Yudhishthir Maharaj, who became the next emperor, regarding how to rule the kingdom and so that everyone will be happy.
Então, isso não aconteceu imediatamente, né? Porque Bhishmadeva estava deitado numa cama de flechas e ele orientou Yudhishthira como é que ele ia fazer um bom governo e que todos pudessem ser felizes.
Maharaj Yudhishthir, he felt somehow some guilt was there on his heart, because so many hundreds and thousands of kings and princes and soldiers died because of that battle. And
Então,
therefore, he's asking, how can I rule the kingdom be like this?
Então, Yudhishthira carregava um pouco de culpa no seu coração, porque centenas de milhares de reis e soldados morreram na batalha, e Yudhishthira não sabia como lidar com isso.
And Yudhishthira Maharaj, because he is very much appreciated by everyone, even Mother Nature, everyone became so happy when he was enthroned to lead the kingdom, and became the emperor also, in a sense, King Yudhishthira.
Então, como o rei Yudhishthira era tão querido até mesmo pela mãe natureza, então todos ficaram muito alegres de quando o rei Yudhishthira assumiu o trono e se tornou como o imperador do mundo.
So yes, according to the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that after the battle of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira being enthroned, he was the next king, and he's very righteous. The duties of Kshatriya or the kings is to protect and also provide peace and stability for everyone, not just a human being, but even animals, everyone.
Então, o rei Yudhishthira é muito perito em cumprir o seu dever como kshatriya e como a mesmo a manter a paz entre todos os seres, a mesma no reino animal e as árvores e os humanos e todos os seres.
So on the way to Dwarka, he stopped over in Hastinapur to console and also being obliged. This is the nature of the Supreme Lord. He was requested by Maharaj Yudhishthira to stay for some time and also to give special mercy to Bhishma Dev, because he wanted to, just before going back to Dwarka, that everything is settled.
Então, no seu caminho para Dwaraka, Krishna parou em Hastinapura a pedido de Yudhishthira para consolá-lo e também para ficar com Bhishma Deva, que estava abandonando o corpo.
Since this is the capital of the Pandavas, everyone are there. also to pacify the king, the new king, and also to please his sister, Lord Krishna's sister, Subhadra.
Então, lá, a capital dos Pandavas, estavam todos. Então, Krishna também ficou para pacificar sua irmã Subhadra.
Subhadra, she is the second wife of Arjuna.
Então, Subhadra é a segunda esposa de Arjuna.
Sister of Krishna and also mother of Abhimanyu.
É a irmã de Krishna e a mãe de Abhimanyu, a filha de Arjuna, o filho de Arjuna.
Subhadra and Arjuna.
O filho
These
de
are all
Arjuna
great personalities.
são todas grandes personalidades.
I have a book here, and this book is entitled Who is Who in the Mahabharata. So I would like to read these personalities. Who are these? Abhimanyu, who is Subhadra, who is Uttara, the mother of Parikshit Maharaj. And try to listen carefully, okay? Because
Então, eu tenho um livro.
About this.
Eu tenho um livro aqui que fala quem é quem na batalha do Mahabharata. Então, fala quem é Subhadra, quem é Abhimanyu. Então, ouçam cuidadosamente sobre essas histórias.
So, before the battle, way before, many years, Arjuna, he heard about the great beauty of Subhadra, she's living in Dwarka along with her brother. So Arjuna went there. He wanted to see for himself.
Então, há muito tempo atrás, Arjuna ficou sabendo da beleza de Subhadra, que vivia sozinha em Dwaraka. Então, ele quis ver com seus próprios olhos.
Now, Arjuna is Kshatriya, but in order for him to get closer to Subhadra, he disguised himself to be a Brahmana.
Então, Arjuna é um kshatriya, mas ele, para ver Subhadra, ele se trajou como um brahmana.
And somehow, when they met each other, they developed some affection or liking between the two.
Então, mesmo de alguma forma, os dois, quando se viram, eles se sentiram atraídos um pelo outro.
So, somehow or other, Lord Balaram, he came to know that Balaram, the eldest of the brothers and sister, wanted to give Subhadra in marriage to Duryodhana.
Mas Balarama ficou sabendo, mas ele queria dar a sua irmã em casamento a Duryodhana.
But Krishna is opposed to this. He did not like that idea.
E Krishna não gostava dessa ideia.
So Krishna made a plan for Subhadra to be abducted while she was returning from a temple. Somehow or other, Subhadra was abducted, or she was taken away forcefully.
Então, Krishna armou um plano para Subhadra ser raptada quando ela estivesse saindo do templo. Então, forçosamente, ela foi retirada de Dwaraka por Arjuna.
So he made this plan, Lord Krishna, for Arjuna to abduct. Abduct is like more of a taken away without prior notice. And everyone, all the Yadavas, they were all became furious. They were all get angry.
Então Arjuna, Subhadra foi abduzida. Abduzida é como ser raptada, ser tirada fora sem que ninguém soubesse. Então todos os Yadavas ficaram muito furiosos com isso.
But Lord Krishna pacified them and saying that ultimately the union, he convinced all of the Yadavas. He says that the union between the two ultimately will be for the interest of everyone concerned. That whatever destined to happen has already been happening, or it already happened.
Então Krishna pacificou todos os Yadavas falando que era o destino deles se casarem. E o destino estava apenas se cumprindo.
So eventually the marriage happened and everyone celebrated the wedding with great pomp, with so much gaiety and happiness, everyone.
Então, depois disso, o casamento foi realizado com grande pompa e todo mundo estava muito feliz.
So now, because they got married, then also Subhadra was brought to Hastinapur. And at first, Draupadi, the first wife of Arjuna, Draupadi, all the brothers, they have one common wife, Draupadi. But then when Subhadra was brought by Arjuna, and she considered her as her younger sister.
Então, quando eles voltaram para o seu reino, Draupadi, que era a esposa em comum dos Pandavas, ela considerou Subhadra como sua irmã mais nova.
So in due course of time, a son emerged from the womb of Subhadra, and his name is Abhimanyu.
Então, no decorrer do tempo, Abhimanyu surgiu no ventre de Subhadra.
It says that it was through Abhimanyu that the Pandava dynasty was able to continue after the Mahabharata war.
Então foi por Abhimanyu que a dinastia dos Pandavas pôde continuar, porque Abhimanyu deu...
Yes.
Yes.
When the Pandavas were banished to the forest, Subhadra stayed back in Dwarka, or she stayed in Dwarka, taking care not only of Abhimanyu, but also of Draupadi's 5 sons.
Então, quando os Pandavas foram para o exílio, Draupadi e Subhadra ficaram... Subhadra ficou com os filhos de Draupadi e Abhimanyu em Dwaraka, cuidando dos seis, né? Os 5 filhos de Draupadi, mais o Abhimanyu.
It's like in Ratha Yatra, you see Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram or Baladev, and then Subhadra. Subhadra also is personified Yogamaya.
Então, Subhadra também é a personificação de Yogamaya.
Yes. So now we're going to talk about who is Abhimanyu.
Então, vamos falar quem é Abhimanyu, o filho.
He was very brave, valiant son of Arjuna and Subhadra. He's a beloved of all the Pandavas, especially of Draupadi.
Então, Abhimanyu tinha muita bravura e é admirado por todos os Pandavas, especialmente por Draupadi.
So even at a very young age, during the childhood play, he would play in Dwarka along with Krishna's son, Lord Krishna's son, Pradyumna. They're always together.
Então ele sempre brincava junto com o filho de Krishna, Pradyumna.
So when Pandavas were in the forest, they were banished for 13 years. It says that, yes, their identities have to be revealed in the court of Virat, and the king of offered Arjuna the hand of his daughter, Princess Uttara, in marriage. So this is another one. Yes, Uttara.
Então, it's sorry, Maharaj, your voice was little broken. I couldn't get the last part. So Arjuna was hiding
he was
his identity in Matsya, right? He was hiding his.
Yeah, they're banished for 13 years, but somehow or other, the Pandavas revealed their identities to the court of Virata, and the king offered Arjuna the hand of his daughter, Princess Uttara, in marriage.
Yes. Então, em Virata, os Pandavas tinham que esconder suas identidades e, de alguma forma, eles foram revelados e o rei Virata ofereceu sua filha Uttara para se casar com Arjuna.
But Uttara, she was a pupil, student of Arjuna, because in the last year or so, he pretended to be an urchin, and he was teaching dances or something like that. So, yes, she was like a daughter of Arjuna, and therefore Uttara's marriage was arranged with his son, the son of Arjuna, who is none other than Abhimanyu.
Então, como nesse tempo que Arjuna ficou escondido em Virata, ele estava escondido como uma mulher que ensinava danças para a filha, para Uttara. Então ele era o guru dela. E como guru, ele não podia aceitar a sua discípula Uttara. Então ele considerava como filha. Então ele sugeriu ao rei que Uttara se casasse com o filho dele, Abhimanyu.
You see, somehow or other, the Bhagavatam is not in chronological order here. In the first canto, the Pandavas, they were introduced. Lord Krishna was there. The battle of Kurukshetra partly was described in the first canto. But this happened later on because Lord Krishna is 125 years old at this time. But then when you go back to 10th canto, there you go. And the first is the advent of Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna's birth. So somehow it was presented like this by Sukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, just to understand that the nature of the Bhagavatam is about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and the relationship that the Supreme Lord had with the other relatives or his devotees.
Então, o Bhagavatam ele não é apresentado numa ordem cronológica. Então, no primeiro canto, os Pandavas são apresentados e agora Krishna já está com 125 anos. A batalha do Mahabharata já aconteceu. E quando você chega no 10º canto, você vê Krishna desde sua juventude. Então, não está apresentado em ordem cronológica. O Bhagavatam é sobre a Suprema Personalidade de Deus e o relacionamento que ele tem com seus devotos.
So, yes, somehow or other, the whole Bhagavatam is about how the Supreme Lord relates with his pure devotees.
Então, o Bhagavatam é todo sobre o relacionamento de Krishna com os seus devotos puros.
Just like now we are in the 10th canto. We just finished the 13th chapter of the 10th canto here in Vrindavan. And this is the last chapter where Srila Prabhupada, he finished the purport or the explanation, the translation, and explanation based from the previous acharyas as well, at the 13th chapter.
Então aqui em
And tomorrow
Vrindavana
we
nós
start a
estamos,
new chapter.
então aqui em Vrindavana nós estamos lendo o 10º canto e acabamos de ler o 13º capítulo, que é onde acabam os comentários e as traduções baseadas nos acharyas anteriores de Srila Prabhupada.
And we can see how, right from the early age, how Lord Krishna relates with his devotees, starting from Mother Devaki to Vasudeva, Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yasoda, the cowherd boyfriends, the cowherd girlfriends, the elderly gopis, the elderly gopas, the cows, the calves. It just, everything is about relationship.
E a gente pode ver aqui o relacionamento de Krishna com Nanda Maharaj, Mãe Yashoda, as vacas, os gopas, as gopis, e tudo isso é sobre os relacionamentos.
Yeah, how the Supreme Lord relate to them according to how the devotees would like to relate with the Supreme Lord. He fulfills all of their desires.
E como Krishna preenche todos os desejos dos devotos, ele se relaciona na maneira como os devotos desejam se relacionar com ele.
It says here, the Lord is always pleased to satisfy his devotees in any capacity. Prabhupada says in the purport.
Então, Krishna é muito feliz em satisfazer seus devotos na medida de sua capacidade.
The Lord, he likes it more when he is being chastised by his devotee. He let himself being chastised, like, scolded. Mother Yasoda, it's like an example in Vatsalya Ras, or parental love.
Então, Krishna sente prazer até mesmo em ser castigado por seus devotos, como na lila de Mãe Yashoda, que demonstra o seu amor parental por ele.
The Supreme Lord, he let himself be asked by his coward boyfriends to do something which is seemingly very dangerous. It's like trying to get the tala fruit in Talavan, where there is a big demon called Denakasura. They don't mind to ask Lord Krishna because they knew that Lord Krishna can easily kill the demon. So and Krishna liked this, like when he is being asked to do something by his devotees.
Então, como a gente tem na lila de Denakasura, né, que os gopas pedem para Krishna ir até a floresta de Talavan para pegar frutas e matar, mas lá tinha o demônio Denakasura, e Krishna gosta de que os devotos peçam para ele fazer coisas, ele sente prazer com isso.
This is how the love between the Supreme Lord and his devotees make it so intense, so much so that the love between the Lord and his devotees becomes more and more intense, or more and more binded. The Supreme Lord is ready to do anything and everything to satisfy his beloved devotees.
Então, quando o amor dos seus devotos fica muito intenso, Krishna sente prazer em satisfazer os seus devotos.
The Supreme Lord is the one who's only one who is completely independent.
Então, o Ser Supremo, ele é completamente independente.
Completely independent means he doesn't depend on anybody.
Completamente independente quer dizer que ele não depende de ninguém.
He can do anything and everything, and no one ultimately can tell him what to do. But when his devotees ask him or request him He's like obliged because of the love of his devotees.
Então, Krishna é completamente independente, ele pode fazer aquilo que ele quiser, mas ele se torna cego quando tem um pedido de um devoto muito qualificado e para satisfazê-lo.
This is because of the love of the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord towards the Supreme Lord himself. The Supreme Lord wanted to please and satisfy them. And so many examples in the scriptures explains about this, how the Supreme Lord will come. It's like Advaita Acharya. He prayed fervently for the Supreme Lord to come because at that time, 500 years ago, again, the prevalent of irreligious practices is everywhere. So he asked the Supreme Lord to come to save the world. And he came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Então, tem muitos exemplos nas escrituras de exemplos em que Krishna vem a pedido de seus devotos. Um exemplo é a do Itacharya, que há 500 anos atrás orou para o Senhor Supremo vir e ele veio como Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And when the Lord comes, Prabhupada gave an example that the Lord's pastimes can be compared to like, the modern day, like cinema or movie, whereby before the hero will come, then everything will be all set. He doesn't have to wait. So, yes.
Então, Prabhupada compara a vinda do Senhor Supremo como um astro de cinema, que ele vem quando todo o set do cinema já está montado, os atores, os cenários, e ele já vem e já está tudo pronto.
It's like Krishna's relatives will come, Krishna's parents, Krishna's friends, and these relatives or friends of Lord Krishna, they're not ordinary souls. They also have the same nature as the Supreme Lord, Chinmaya Ras, full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. And then most of them are eternal companions of the Supreme Lord, and some of them, they came or they appeared after many lives of pious activities that somehow they receive that boon to take part in the Lord's pastimes here in the material world.
Então, esses devotos, eles receberam a bênção de participar, depois de muitas austeridades, de ser os parentes e as pessoas próximas do Senhor Supremo quando ele aparece no mundo material.
And as Prabhupada says here, only his devotees can play the parts of his relatives.
É como o Prabhupada fala aqui no significado. Apenas os seus devotos podem ser os seus parentes. Nenhum outro poderia ser seu parente.
Yeah, one must be so pure and so close to the Supreme Lord that wherever the Supreme Lord appears in any parts of the material world, then they're always there. It's like Arjuna, he's always with the Supreme Lord. Or Balaram, or Subhadra.
Eles se tornam tão próximos que ao Senhor Supremo que eles ficam sempre juntos com ele, como Arjuna e Subhadra.
Yeah, it's like wherever Lord Krishna is, the Panchatattva, they're also always with him and his other eternal associates. Same with Lord Krishna.
Então, onde é que Krishna apareça, o Panchatattva sempre está com ele, sempre com Krishna.
Yeah. So this is the absolute nature of the Supreme Lord. No one can be really close to him without his mercy or without his will. And even though many also had witnessed or darshan of the Supreme Lord even 5,000 years ago. Not every one of them actually are also devotees. Not everyone can see the real nature of the Supreme Lord.
Então, é somente pela misericórdia de Krishna que ele pode ter, você pode se associar com ele. Então, muitos tiveram o darshana de Krishna, mesmo os que não eram devotos, mas eles não reconheceram ele como a suprema personalidade de Deus.
Yes, this is the nature of the supreme absolute truth.
Essa é a natureza da... Sorry.
Yeah. Prabhupada says that in order for you to serve the Supreme Lord, you must be pure. Because Krishna is all pure. Visuddha Sattva, pure goodness.
Prabhupada diz que para servir ao Senhor Supremo você tem que ter uma pureza suprema. Então, somente porque o absoluto Krishna é a suprema pureza.
So right now we're just trying to scratch the surface. We're still trying to become a devotee. And when we come to the platform of pure goodness, Visuddha Sattva, then we'll be able to establish our relationship with the Supreme Lord and understand our eternal form and how we are serving the Supreme Lord in that particular service.
Então, nós ainda estamos tentando ser devotos e só vamos conseguir quando nos estabelecemos em Vishuddha Sattva. E então, o serviço eterno à Suprema Personalidade de Deus nos vai ser revelado.
And how can we do that? How can we do that, especially in the age of Kali? That how can we, even in this lifetime, revive our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord?
E como é que vamos conseguir revelar a nossa identidade suprema, nossa identidade ao Senhor Supremo nessa vida?
We can do that, especially when we make efforts or we try to help Srila Prabhupada in this mission, in his movement, Krishna Consciousness movement, by giving out the knowledge through Srila Prabhupada's books to the conditioned souls and help spread the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
E nós conseguiremos isso ajudando o Srila Prabhupada em sua missão, ensinando os seus ensinamentos para as almas condicionadas e espalhando o Mahamantra Hare Krishna.
If you want to easily become recognized from what you're doing, the service actually that we do for the benefit of the conditioned souls, this book distribution and also spreading the holy name of the Lord through Harinam Sankirtan, we can be easily recognized by the Supreme Lord.
Então, nós poderemos ser facilmente reconhecidos pelo Senhor Supremo nesse serviço de distribuição de livros e no engajamento da missão do movimento de Sankirtana e de Srila Prabhupada.
And hope against hope, one day we'll be able to see Krishna face to face and serve him with love and devotion.
E na esperança de que em um certo momento a gente possa ver Krishna face a face e servi-lo de maneira apropriada.
Yes. Ultimately, the Supreme Lord wanted us also to be happy, and we can only be happy when we serve the Supreme Lord, surrendering our thoughts, our words, our actions, and ultimately our very self for His pleasure.
Então, a gente tem que direcionar todos os nossos pensamentos, nossas palavras para o prazer de Krishna.
So here, in conclusion, Lord Sri Krishna, out of love, the reciprocation of love between the Supreme Lord and His devotees, he wanted to show that, yes, I care and I want to show you more of my love by stopping over in Hastinapur, the kingdom of the Pandavas, and to appease Subhadra, whose son also died, Abhimanyu, and also to see if King Yudhishthira is faring well, leading the kingdom by the instructions of Bhishma Dev.
Então, em conclusão, vemos aqui o amor de Krishna por seus devotos, em que ele se permanece mais em Hastinapura para consolar sua irmã Subhadra, o rei Yudhishthira e Bhishma Deva, que deu as últimas instruções para Yudhishthira.
Okay, I stop here now.
Ok, então vamos parar por aqui.
Any
Thank you,
questions?
Maharaj, for is there any question? Just a second. There are many devotees watching us now here.
How many?
We are sending reverences, saying Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class. There is one question here. From Krishna Damadas. Subhadra é a própria Yogamaya, então, e ela é ela que faz os arranjos para os passatempos transcendentais de Shri Krishna e Shri Balaramji. He's asking if Subhadra is the own Yogamaya, so is she that make the arrangements for the pastimes or transcendental pastimes of Shri Krishna and Shri Balaramji?
Yes. Yes. See, Yogamaya, this is Yogamaya and Mahamaya, both energies of the Supreme Lord coming from the Supreme Lord himself. This is Shakti. So, Yogamaya sometimes manifest, sometimes unmanifest, accordingly to how Krishna would want to reveal himself to his devotees. When there's a curtain of Yoga Maya, they cannot see Lord Krishna as God. When that is lifted, they can see temporarily the nature of the Supreme Lord as God himself, even as a young 5-year-old boy in Komara age. Yes?
Então, sim, Yoga Maya, Subhadra é a Yoga Maya, e a Yoga Maya que permite os passatempos transcendentais de Krishna. Então, Yoga Maya e Mahamaya são duas manifestações de Krishna. E quando a Yoga Maya se faz presente, você pode ver a Suprema Personalidade de Deus como uma criancinha, um Kumara de 5 anos. E quando ela levanta suas cortinas, você não pode vê-lo.
Mahamaya, which is the all-pervading energy in the material world, which put us into illusion, is always there.
Então é a Mahamaya que é a energia material que nos coloca, nos proíbe, que permeia todo o mundo material, que nos proíbe de ver Krishna.
Right. When we come in contact with the material energy, then Mahamaya is what we call, in short, Maya. Both are divine, but this energy, this Mahamaya, also is none different than the Yoga Maya, but in the material world is Mahamaya, and the spiritual world is Yoga Maya. It's from the same energy of the Supreme Lord, but divided into two.
Então, Yoga Maya e Mahamaya são a mesma energia, que são divididas em dois. E a energia que está refletida no mundo material é Mahamaya.
Mahamaya means, or Maya means, to think the real to be unreal.
Então, Mahamaya
Illusion.
significa transformar o que é real no que é irreal, em ilusão.
For the devotees, Lord Krishna put them into Yoga Maya, curtain of Yoga Maya, so that they will not realize that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It's like the Brajabasis.
Então, assim como os devotos, eles estão sobre a ilusão, entre aspas, né, de Yoga Maya, e aí eles não conseguem ver o Senhor como o Senhor Supremo. Então, como os Brajavasis, que não reconhecem Krishna como o Senhor Supremo.
For them, they don't care whether Krishna is God or not, or is a demigod or a great yogi. For them, it doesn't matter. As long as they want just to develop and increase their love more and more and more towards the Supreme Lord.
Então, para eles, eles não se importam se Krishna é Deus ou não. Eles estão imersos nesse amor e só querem aumentar e aumentar esse amor.
Okay.
Okay, there is one more question. And Andrea Souza is asking, há algum motivo especial pelo qual Krishna permitiu que houvesse mortes tão terríveis na batalha como a dos filhos dos Pandavas? Is there any reason, a special reason, that Krishna's allowed had many deaths occurred in the battle of Mahabharata as the death of the sons, the Pandava sons? What's the reason for Krishna allowed it?
It's just destined. Anyone who died in the battle of Kurukshetra, they all went back home, back to Godhead, because they had darshan of the Supreme Lord. Whether seemingly they're demoniac in nature, they attained liberation because the Supreme Lord was present. Everyone. The whole purpose is to reestablish the principles of religion. So even though, yes, Abhimanyu also was killed, but then he's not an ordinary soul. He's just part of the Leela, because it's like, as Prabhupada again, compare the pastime Supreme Lord in the cinema, when the show is almost to end, then everyone exit. Everyone has to exit. They have to go. So it's like, when the Pandavas, their disappearance also, leaving their bodies, they were fighting with each other. It was so powerful. So Krishna made it in such a way that it has to happen like that, because no one can kill them ultimately.
Então esse é o destino, porque mesmo as pessoas demoníacas que estavam na luta do Mahabharata, eles atingiram a liberação e voltaram para o Supremo, porque tiveram o darshan de Krishna. E mesmo eles, de alguma forma, eles teriam que ir embora, mesmo como nas batalhas entre os Yadavas, né, que são os associados de Krishna, que lutaram entre si para poderem voltar. Então, é como uma lila, um cinema, né, que os atores têm que sair e voltar. Então, tudo bem. So, we are done, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the class, for the answers. Hope to see you again.
Well, I can only see you. I don't see anybody.
Yes.
This is not fair. Next time, I want to see who's watching.
Yes. So,
like in Zoom, I don't know. In Zoom, we can see all the participants.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you.
Thank you,
I'm
Maharaj.
happy to see you. And Chaitanya, he appeared temporarily. Now he's not there also. I don't see his picture.
Não, mostra aí, Chaitanya, você, no seu vídeo, ele quer te ver.
So
Chaitanya
nice,
Gosai? Maybe, I don't know what happened. So, maybe we should change the technology.
I'm here. Hare Krishna.
Huh? Yeah, Haribo. I can only see two of you, but I'm sure there are more, maybe hundreds of them watching. So it would be nice to
Yeah.
see. Maybe in the future, okay?
Yes.
Muchos gracias.
Jai Maharaj.
Muchos gracias.
Hare Krishna.
Hari. Thank you.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.